you that every single day you've been lied to about the cars out on the road beside you. You want to know what I was talking about, right? Well, the truth is diesel vehicles are actually better for the environment than gasoline counterparts. Today I will be explaining to you how diesel vehicles are actually better for the environment than gasoline vehicles. Everyone knows that there is a huge market for oil right now, and there has been even wars fought over it. So when buying a vehicle, you want to know what the right decision is for you. For someone that has owned three diesel vehicles and four gasoline vehicles, I've seen the good and bad in both. With that, I would want to just let everyone know that it's about the environment, your money, maintenance costs, and when it comes down to the end, what is best for you. When you're paying for a product that will not last as long, why would you do that? Get something that'll last double the amount of time for the same money. Diesel vehicles contribute to a large majority of transportation on the highway. Roads, diesel vehicles are starting to become popular in foreign countries and in the US. Benefits that the diesel motor has over the gasoline is big reasons. According to my survey, 50% of you reported that you've never had a diesel vehicle and you believe that it's bad for the environment. And 50% of you said that it is not bad for the environment. Also, from my survey, 25 of that said that they've never bought a diesel vehicle, and only 8.33% have bought one. That tells me 50% of you don't think the diesel is bad, and 50% of you said that diesel is, and 50% of you had no experience with diesel. If you look at the diagram I'm going to pull up, I'll explain to you how the diesel emission system works. This is the Cadillac converter or dust system. Exhaust system enters in here, sprays with an injector with the unburnt fuel, goes into the thing, burns the fuel, comes out either as water vapor or comes out as almost zero emissions. Most people don't realize is vehicles are now starting to become popular in small cars and small trucks. And a quote from new diesel vehicles have higher fuel economy and lower CO2 emissions than their counterpart. Increased penetration of diesel-powered vehicles into the market is possible transition strategy since more sustainable transportation, as quoted from Julian Jig. Most diesel vehicles before 2008 did not have any type of DEF fluid in them. In 2009, in 2010, they was implemented into the highway. That was an actual quote taken from the EPA by Carter B. My survey, I asked, do people believe that diesel vehicles are causing harm to the environment? And the most common answer was that it was emissions. Simply put, a couple of responses were the smoke comes out or because of the toxins that were produced. With the new DEF system and the new DEF system that is required on all new diesel vehicles, there is less than their gasoline counterparts when it comes to almost every single type of thing that comes out. Jeff Hendricks of Physics.org wrote, modern diesels emit less pollution than generally than their gasoline counterpart. Everything in automotive world is changing in technology. I mean, we now have vehicles that drive themselves, so why is it so hard to believe that a gasoline vehicle or a diesel vehicle gets better emissions than a gasoline? According to my survey, a lot of you don't know, and some of you are right on what caused the transportation issue. I asked, why is it that no one really knows much about diesels, and if no one ever had one, wants to purchase one, why is there such a high demand for diesel? One response was that it's supply and demand, it's basic economics. Well, you're right, it is supply and demand. There is more diesel vehicles on the road and there is a higher demand for it because of transportation and heavy machinery. There's more actual use of diesel than there is gasoline. Even though an article wrote by the EPA said diesel vehicles often go 20% to 35% farther on a gallon of fuel than their counterpart, not many people know that because just the news stations and social media outlets have been lying to everyone ever since the Volkswagen scandal when they lied about their emission systems. But actually, there's only one chemical that is released in the atmosphere that's higher than a gasoline vehicle, and that is the NOx. and it's not substantially higher. It's only about double the percentage. And all the other following CO2, NH, NEDC, PHA, and NH3 are all have a lot more coming from the gasoline motor, and that was an actual statistic, scientific breakdown from Alvich P. The use of diesel will greatly increase in the future with technology, and only will be litter, and only be go to a better environment, and soon will overcome its gasoline counterpart. According from Amber from the class on the discussion board, she did some research and found that diesel vehicles can get more miles per gallon of the vehicle's counterpart, gasoline, and is also more expensive to produce. That means that diesel is not only helping the environment, but also costs less overall. And she found that from HSW. And according to Hannah from the discussion board, some of the research she did, she found that new diesels can even have a way of controlling the emission system, treating nitrous oxide compounds to prevent urea from going into sulfur and preventing the toxic gas that is made. And hers was found by Rogat B. Transition. So you might think there's a lot of information to know here, since in the 2010 vehicles aren't bad. Since 2010 vehicles are not bad for the environment. Is it really for me? Well, let me explain. Diesel vehicles may not be for everyone. Many vehicles tend to have, but they do tend to have longer lifespan, getting anywhere from 200 to 300,000 miles more out of their life than a common gasoline vehicle. And they also tend to have better fuel mileage. In a survey done by the EPA, a 2000 Golf VW TDI will get 43 miles highway, and but a 2015 VW gasoline motor will only get 36. So you can see the big difference there. Diesel vehicles also have a lot more lower end torque. They don't have to require as much horsepower to get that torque. So it's a lot better in trucks. While playing with new technology and offer in the ultra low sulfur diesel emission systems play a part in the new world. Diesel vehicles will be becoming a new thing in the future. For example, this would be you can help fund this by buying a new truck or new car in the future. More research that goes into these diesel vehicles, the better they will get, and the better the emissions will get. And they'll hold their value a lot longer because they tend to be able to get more miles on them. So when you buy something, you're making an investment, especially in a car. It's a big purchase, so you're making a good investment when you buy a diesel vehicle. So if you're like me and you want to help end pollution and help the earth so your kids get to grow up to see it, help contribute and go at least look at a diesel vehicle. I hope you now realize diesel vehicles have changed in the last decade and now cleaner than their gasoline counterparts, at least in the new decade, in the market for a vehicle. And I hope you at least look at it when next time you're in the market for a vehicle. Diesel vehicles have been given a bad name ever since Volkswagen, but we can redo that because of all the new emission systems. They haven't even been brought back on the TV. So spread the word that what you learned today to your loved ones, family, something help you in the future, your environment, your people, your wallet, and your maintenance repairs. By doing this, you choose the right car for you, the right vehicle for you, and your family will feel good about it at the same time.